Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. P. Sunita Manjari, working as an assistant professor in Department of Chemistry, University College of Science, Saifabad, Usmania University. It's a good opportunity for me to attend the 10-day faculty program which is being conducted by KTHM College and UGC HRDC SPP University Pune on the effective ways to develop e-content for teaching and learning. As a part of day 2 assignment, the topic that has been given is creating an audio video presentation. To do this, I have selected the topic photochemistry. So just through the given span of time, I am going to explain a few terms that we come across in photochemistry chapter. So, but before that, let us understand what is photochemistry. So, this is a picture which directly gives information about what is the word photochemistry. So, this photochemistry is nothing but interaction of matter with light. It is a branch of physical chemistry which mainly deals with interaction of matter with light. And how in this photochemistry, it indicates that the chemistry that is associated within the molecules by the absorption of radiation. But how in photochemistry mainly we deal with photochemical reactions. Before understanding what is a photochemical reaction, let us go back to ordinary reactions which are generally observed. So what are ordinary reactions? Ordinary reactions are also known as thermal or dark reactions. These generally occur by the absorption of heat energy from outside in the absence of light. So here this is reacting molecules which gain energy. So these are the reactant molecules which are energized in molecule, and when they undergo collision, they result in the formation of products. So these chemical reactions, ordinary reactions generally occur by active collision between the reactant molecules, thereby resulting in the formation of products. But what is a photochemical reaction? Photochemical reaction. Suppose if you consider a reaction between hydrogen and chlorine, so under dark conditions or ordinary conditions, there won't be any reaction. But if these two reactant molecules are treated with the light or exposed to light, they result in the formation of HCl. So such a type of chemical reactions which are formed by the absorption of light are known as photochemical reactions. Thus, photochemistry is a branch of chemistry which deals with the study of photochemical reactions. So this is a daily observed photochemical reaction, nothing but photosynthesis reaction. So it is a well-known example wherein the plants, they absorb the light radiation from the sun, and what is the reaction that is occurring because of the absorption of light is the carbon dioxide gets combined with the water, and thereby the food particles are prepared, that is in the form of sugars, along with the liberation of oxygen gas. So plants, they take carbon dioxide and they give out the oxygen. So this is an example of a photosynthesis, which is a photochemical reaction which is observed in nature. Now, if we see this slide here, this is a difference between a normal thermal reaction or ordinary reaction and a photochemical reaction. So thermal reactions, they generally proceed by the absorption of evolution of heat, but whereas photochemical reaction involve absorption of light radiation. These may occur in dark or light, but however photochemical reactions generally occur only in the presence of light, which is the basic requirement for them. And here in thermal reactions or ordinary reactions, temperature has a significant role. That is, upon increase of temperature, there will be change in the reaction rate. But however, these are insignificant of the role of temperature. And here in ordinary reactions, always the change in free energy value is negative. But however, here it may be positive or negative. And what is the law that governs these photochemical reactions is Beer-Lambert's law. So it is defined by this expression where A corresponds to absorption, E corresponds to epsilon corresponds to molar absorptivity, and B corresponds to path length, and C corresponds to concentration. What is this B? So this equation is given in the form of this picture. So what is Beer's law? If you take any sample and if you incident a light on this, so the intensity of that light is represented by I naught. It is the intensity of incident light, and this light is passing through the sample with a certain wavelength, and because of that what happens, this sample of length L will absorb the light radiation, and because of that the intensity of the given out radiation is found to be less, and which is known as the transmitted light. So this is represented by the equation A equal to epsilon B and C. So this is a graphical representation of Beer's law, where on the y-axis the absorbance or optical density values which are recorded in a colorimeter are plotted against the concentration which is taken on y-axis. So this is a basic diagram which is known as Jablonski diagram. So what is the Jablonski diagram? Just now I have spoke about only the photochemical reactions, but however by the absorption of radiations, molecules beside undergoing a photochemical change may even undergo physical changes also. That is, there are so many molecules which doesn't undergo photochemical reaction but undergo only some physical changes. So this diagram gives information about the different types of photophysical processes that occur in a molecule by the absorption of radiation. So what are these photophysical processes? Photophysical processes are again radiationless transitions or radiation transitions. So radiation transitions means they will emit the radiation, or they will emit the radiation, whereas radiationless transition indicates that during these transitions there won't be any emission of radiation. So this is the diagram. So here radiationless transitions are how many? Vibrational relaxation, internal conversion, and intersystem crossing. But radiation transitions are absorption, fluorescence, and even phosphorescence is also present. So this is a simple diagram which gives us information about photophysical processes. So what is this first one? First one is molecules when they are residing in the ground state, when they absorb the radiation. So when they absorb the radiation, depending upon the energy gained by them, they undergo excitation to the higher energy levels. If the energy absorbed is less, then depending upon the energy that is possessed, they may undergo excitation to only lower energy excited state. So this is the first step, absorption. But once the molecule enters to the higher energy levels by the absorption of radiation, again it comes back. So this comeback may be either through emission of radiation or without emission of radiation. So without emission of radiations are nothing but what? Vibrational relaxation. So this is nothing but vibrational relaxation, where the excited molecule jumps from higher energy level to lower energy levels just by the dissipation of heat. So this is also vibrational relaxation. This is also vibrational relaxation. So what is internal conversion? Internal conversion is nothing but coming back of the excited molecule from one excited state to another excited state is known as internal conversion, where the state is found to be singlet state, that is within the state. Now when we talk about intersystem crossing, this is nothing but the transition of a molecule from singlet excited state to triplet excited state without emission of radiation is known as intersystem crossing. And however, the radiation transitions, as I said, they are of two types. They are of many types, but here I am going to say about only fluorescence and phosphorescence. So what is fluorescence? So when after internal conversion, now when the molecule comes back from singlet excited state to singlet ground state by the emission of radiation, then this is known as fluorescence phenomena. And when the molecule comes back from triplet excited state to singlet ground state by the emission of radiation, then that is known as phosphorescence phenomena.